Hey, what's up, folks? It's time for Beef Sticks Podcast. It's your boy in the place to be, Pasty.
And it is, as always, the coolest cat in the land, Fat Mac.
Yes. Man, we got a lot to talk about this week, but I think we could do it in a relatively quick fashion, especially since our predictions for Hell in a Cell should breeze right by. So let's start off at the top with what we do at the top, and that is pay homage to our sponsors, Qualities T-Shirt Co. of Wilmer, Minnesota, bringing you Wilmer Mania Part 2, as well as a lovely haunted house this Halloween season. Qualities T-Shirt Company is making the moves, and they're making the shirts for you to wear. Custom tees, sublimation, heat transfer vinyl, and decals. Just shirts for any occasion, folks. He's got it on lock. Qualities. Check him out. And, it's October. Couldn't not give a shout out to Monster Wear Clothing for all your small runner bulk orders on decals, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, glassware, jerseys, and many other types and styles of fabrics. Along with custom graphics and logo design services offered, Monster Wear Clothing is your one-stop shop a little bit closer to the Twin Cities than Wilmer, Minnesota. Hit them up. Hand-painted hockey mask season is back again.
Of course it is.
Love it. Yes.
I guess that brings us to this week in pro wrestling, Pasty.
Yes, it does, Fat Mac. On 10/03/1990, on WWF Saturday night's main event, fans got to see the premiere of Coco Beware's music video, Pile Driver, the title track of WWE's Pile Driver, the album. In the video, Koto explains that love is sometimes like an argument, like a pile driver. The video for Pile Driver has a bunch of wrestlers working on a construction site, gawking at women passing by. You really haven't lived until you've seen Vince McMahon as the world's nerdiest construction worker. And in the middle of all this zany fun, Coco goes on about giving wrestlers brain busters, which are not, in fact, pile drivers. I love it.
Of course.
And of course, this ties into a little project I did this week as I took to Spotify and I put together a Beef Sticks Podcast playlist called Grapple Stock. And it is full of all the music from professional wrestlers I could find on Spotify. It's actually pretty massive, and it goes across all genres. If you want to check it out, do it. You'll probably regret it, because they're better at wrestling than they are at making music. But it's there for you.
But it's fun and it's entertaining. It truly is.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I suppose it would be that time to get into the weekly Elite Dirt Sheet, folks. As AEW has debuted Dynamite this week. And it was a pretty good show. I've got some complaints. I do have to say they need to stop changing their announce teams because they never get long enough to find out how to gel. And by now we should have had much more of a solid announce team than we did on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was rough. JR was probably worse than he's been at most of the pay-per-views.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. They need to find younger people, I think, who love the product and haven't done it their whole lives. I know not else what to say there.
Kind of like what Raw has done with their announce team. Shake it up with some younger fellers.
Yeah. Shit. They did hire Chris Van Vliet to AEW. Why don't they have him? He's a good talker, at least.
Yeah,
although, who did he? He announced somebody. Oh, I think he was announcing Jay and Silent Bob at ringside or something. And you know, he's a talker. He's a good interviewer. But he, like, was trying to be a ring announcer, and he, like, was loud about it, and it sounded stupid as shit.
But I did mark out hard to see that Jay and Silent Bob were there. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. Especially since they couldn't even get on the set of Hot Ones, so they had to make their own show called Not Ones. I don't know if you saw that. Kevin Smith released it on his YouTube channel and said they wanted to be on Hot Ones, but they couldn't get in, so figured they.
How does Kevin Smith not get into Hot Ones?
I don't know. I think it was just a joke. I think maybe their time.
I was just gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's got to be a joke because I've seen much more C and D list celebrities on there than fucking Kevin Smith.
Right.
Hot Ones has some big names, but they're usually like the first 2 and last 2 episodes of the season.
I do like the last episode of the last 2 seasons has been professional wrestlers.
Right.
Jericho and then Stone Cold. Wonder if we get The Rock next. I doubt The Rock ever goes on there. He's too big. I feel like you'd have to get Cena first, and I don't see Cena eating hot wings on that show either. But that's neither here nor there, nor AEW.
Nor anywhere.
All in all, I'd say, like I said, the show pretty damn solid. Cody and Sammy Guevara kicked it off in a very strong fashion. I thought it was a really good match. Some people said Sammy Guevara's timing was off, but I thought he was super fluid in everything that he did. And Cody, I mean, he's got his style so set. I don't think he really makes mistakes. But he doesn't really do anything new or flashy either.
Right. He just kind of has his match, and he has his match with everybody.
Uh-huh. And then did you hear about Moxley putting Omega through a glass coffee table at the end?
Oh, yeah, I seen that.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. I like that.
And then Tony Khan comes out in an interview right afterwards, and they're like, well, he is on company insurance. So that's like, okay, if you get the company insurance, they're going to attempt to kill you because they're going to get their money's worth, motherfucker.
I guess.
I like that, though. It's interesting.
I think they're already... I wish they would hold back on the Tony Khan. They don't need him at all on TV. He's not a television personality, and you have executive vice presidents, the Bucks, Cody, and Kenny Omega. So you already have authority figures that are on screen. They need to keep Tony off completely, at least until like a couple years down the road.
Yeah. And
make it mean something. Make it big. Make it like, oh shit, something so huge happened that actually Tony's coming out to deal with it, you know.
I do like the fact that he gives interviews after the shows, though. I think that's kind of an important thing. I mean, it's better than him being part of the show. And I know he's been in the ring a couple of times, but it's not like a McMahon being in the ring by any means. You know, he's not out there flexing his power.
He shouldn't be anywhere in front of a camera. That's not his job. His job is to give them money to make their show. Bottom line.
See, and I think that's what he wants too. I think he wants to not be on the camera, but I think Cody and Bucks and probably Omega too, like, want to drag him on camera because they're thankful for what he's done. You know what I mean?
Well, Khan wants to be off camera as much as Dixie Carter wanted to be off camera. I can almost guarantee you that.
You think
There's
so?
No question there. Oh, yeah. He grew up a pro wrestling fan. You're going to tell me he doesn't fucking live to fucking be on camera on a pro wrestling show? I don't buy that for a second. That's his childhood dream right there.
And then I'd have to say my second cringiest moment of AEW was probably the end when Jericho and his new crew of former LAX members, Sammy Guevara and Jake Hager, who they kept calling Jack Hager, like Jake Swagger.
Well, they should do a tag team with Jack Hager in fucking Pac.
Everybody says Pac on AEW. Every single buddy. So
these
maybe you've been
announcers-
saying it wrong the whole time.
And he has been saying it wrong the whole time, and every he ever wrestled for has said it wrong the whole time. Dragon Gate doesn't know how to say his name.
Well, maybe that's their way of making him their own character, you know? It's a different name.
Maybe the announcers suck and we need to do something about it.
The announce team is just that terrible, and then everybody else backstage is like, oh, we got to cover for the announce team because JR is supposed to be the greatest of all time. Yes. So I suppose I can get into some of the news now.
And by the way, Pasty, I have brought up our OneNote on my television, so I actually have full screen OneNote here to go off of. So
love it.
I'm ready to fucking to go back at it. You don't have to talk everything.
Well, I'll let you take this first one then.
All right. Well then, AEW announced Monday that they have signed a multi-year deal with Hot Topic. Now this is pretty big, folks. The deal will see AEW merchandise in Hot Topic's 700 plus stores and their website beginning on Wednesday to go along with the Dynamite premiere on TNT. So it should be in stores and on the website as of now, folks. Hot Topic has done some strong business with pro wrestling fans since they started carrying merchandise for the Elite, the Bullet Club, and others from New Japan and more just a few years ago. And those shirts were the highest selling merchandise in Hot Topic at the time.
Yeah, that's super badass. And I mean, you could, I would probably tip the hat to the Elite for bringing independent wrestling to Hot Topic. And so it just makes sense. It just makes sense for them to have this deal. And that's awesome. And it makes it so much more available to the people who want them, who don't necessarily like to shop online. I know that's me. If I want a shirt, I want to go buy it and I want to wear it now. You know what I mean?
Right. Or if they just don't want to look through your pro wrestling tees or other random places and just go to one stop place to shop.
Yeah. Although you got to come to the terms with yourself being a 30-plus-year-old going into Hot Topic. But that's on you.
Well, I mean, online is what I mean. You can go just online to Hot Topic and you can get your anime shirt, you can get your All Elite shirt, and you can get
Nightmare
your
Before
Ozzy
Christmas,
Osbourne
buddy.
shirt all in one. So,
it's such good shit.
Such good shit. Chocolate shit.
Oh, I loved SmackDown before the new theme song even played. Vince McMahon and Stephanie McMahon had to come out and say, "Welcome to SmackDown." And that was all they did.
I believe it.
Just go away, Vince. We didn't need that. And they spent the whole episode of SmackDown too trying to introduce all these wrestlers like nobody's ever seen them before. Like, shut the fuck up.
A lot of the people watching probably hadn't seen them, so
yeah, I'm happy for my grandpa. He gets to watch wrestling on a weekly basis for the first time in like years, probably close to a decade.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm happy for him too because I remember when he came down, and I don't even remember if it was a birthday or a holiday or what, but you and I sat down with him and watched some wrestling, and he was really fucking getting into it.
He loves wrestling. I mean, he's the reason I watch wrestling from a child.
Right.
So
you watch wrestling from a child? What, do you have a child come and hold a TV for you?
Exactly.
Awesome.
No, the child watches it and then translates it in front of me. I have to see it live, like in person, to understand it.
You know, in some states that's illegal. Just want to let you know that. Folks, I apologize if Fat Mac sounds a little off this week. Besides everything else in the world going to shit, my computer is still going to shit, so I'm recording off my phone. So I do apologize for that, folks. Probably isn't the most quality sound you've ever heard from our shows, but probably not the worst quality sound you've heard from our shows either.
Right. And at least we give you good quality news throughout. Like this. On the most recent MLW media call, MLW CEO Court Bauer talked about a relationship between AEW and MLW. saying people probably